Janarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yashodanandana Brajajanarandana Yamunatiya Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radha Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Jaya Radha Vallabha Radha Vallabha Radha Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Jaya Radha Shyam Radha Shyam Jaya Radha Shyam Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavan Dham Vrindavan Dham Jaya Vrindavan Dham Jaya Vrindavan Dham Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Gaura Nityananda Gaura Nityananda Jaya Gaura Nityananda Jaya Gaura Nityananda Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo Shri Radha Damodar ki jai Prabhupada ki jai.
So, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sita Mataji, for that beautiful singing. As always, you do a wonderful job. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I can see devotees joined in big numbers today to give nice encouragement to Sita Mataji. So Sita Mataji is not new to ISKCON Manchester congregation. We all know her very well. Most of you have heard as Sheetal, but Mataji got initiated by His Holiness Radha Govinda Swami Maharaj and received a beautiful name, Sita Mataji, Sita Devi. So Mataji is a wonderful singer, and many times she participated in kirtans in ISKCON Manchester. And as far as I know, this is her first class in ISKCON Manchester. Is that true, Sita Mataji? Wonderful. Welcome on your board. We wish you all the best, and everybody is eagerly waiting for you to speak, and they are, ready to hear from you. Let's give her a 3 round of Haribols. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.
Haribol.
So wonderful. Nice to see so many devotees on the class road. I feel very happy now. So over to you, Sita Mataji.
Thank you. I don't know what to say apart from like it's just so nice to be with devotees as usual. And I'm sure everyone's missing having association and being in temple and our Sunday programs and going on Harinam and things. So it's just so nice to be together. And whatever I'm about to say, I'm like just preaching to myself here because I'm just praying that the right words come at the right time and that I'm able to say something that is beneficial and helps to glorify the Lord and inspires you all. So I'll start with the Mangalachan. Om Jnanatimirhandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashtade Shatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Radhavanda Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Prabhupada Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Gauravani Pacharine Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swami Padahmanam Dadatam Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tansakiram Adhutam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandha Chitapate Go Krishna Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Shri Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sri Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
All right.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Mataji, just a quick thing. Your sound is a little bit low.
Sure. Shall I put my headphones in? Will that be better?
Now it is better. Now it is better.
Okay. Probably because I'm like closer to the screen. I'm just going to share my screen there. Hopefully you can all see that. And we'll go from the top. So, okay, so today's topic is Dala, one of the 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita. So we shall start. So right now in the Bhagavad Gita, where are we? So obviously Arjuna is on the battlefield with the Lord. He's really bewildered and overcome with sadness due to his affection for his family. He's actually an amazing character because he had so much respect. He always tried to see the good in people. And even though if everybody else around him, including his brothers, were, you know, nasty or did wrong or did adharma, they always followed dharma. So actually they were really amazing.
Sorry, Sita Mataji, could we try the headphones?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Oh, much, much better.
Okay.
Wow.
So, and let me know if I get too loud or shout or whatever. So, yeah, so he's on the battlefield, he's bewildered and he's overcome with sadness because it felt against his character. And if we put ourselves in his shoes, it's like, you know, for example, if we're on the battlefield of going out on Harinam in a way, and we're there trying to spread the holy name, and we know that regardless of whether people take it in or not, whether they connect with it or not, we know it's doing them good. We know it's beneficial for them. So in that way, and then if somebody said to us, you know, okay, somebody's said something horrible to you, and then you have to say something horrible back, it's like, no, you don't feel like doing that because it's so against your values, your principles, you know. And I guess the slight difference here is with Arjun that he obviously had a lot of affection for the people that he was stood against on the battlefield. And so obviously Krishna guides him on how to make decisions and how to act. So we are on chapter 11, talked a little bit more about time, how Krishna says he is time. So does anybody know the title of the chapter? So it's the universal form. So here, by this point in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has explained to Arjuna about like Dhyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, about the confidential knowledge, attaining the supreme, all these things. And he's gotten to the point where Arjuna's got a slightly more clearer vision, and he asks Krishna to reveal his universal form to him. When he says, Akya himeko bhavanagru rupo namostute deva para prasiddha Vinatumichhami bhavanti adyam nahi praja nami tava pravittim. O Lord of Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. So by this point, you know, he's seen this universal form of Krishna. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. All along he's been thinking, this is my friend, you know, I'm so fond of this friend, I have such a connection with him. And now he's found out that, oh my gosh, who is this person? Like, how have I not known this all along? So can you all see the top, by the way? I just need to move this.
Yeah, everything is fine, Mataji.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm just trying to move the bar to the side so I can actually see my screen. That's better. So we're on the text 32 of this chapter. Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kalosmi loka kshayakrit pravitho lokan samar hartumiha pravittaha rite pitvana bhavishyanti sarve ye vashtitah pratyanikeshu yotaha. So Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. I have come here to destroy all people with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here are on both sides will be slain. So basically everyone's going to die. Oh, there we are. And Srila Prabhupada's purport is it just summarizes this so nicely that I'm actually going to read it. So he says, eventually, all the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and everyone else are devoured like a meal by the Supreme. It says in the Katha Upanishad as well that this form of the Lord is the all-devouring giant, and here Krishna presents himself in that form of all-devouring time. So except for a few Pandavas, everyone who was present on that battlefield would be devoured by him. Arjun was not in favor of the fight, and he thought it was better not to fight, so there would be no frustration. But in reply, the Lord is saying that even if he didn't fight, every one of them would be destroyed, for that was his plan. So many times we have our plan, but the Lord has a plan. Yes? So we may try to control, we may make efforts, we may try to do this according to our own desire. However, Krishna has his desire and he has his plan. So regardless of what we want, Krishna's plan will always be the plan that goes ahead. And it's always the best plan. So if Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die. Everyone on the battlefield would die anyway. Yeah, they would die in a different way if Arjuna didn't kill him, because that was the Lord's plan. The death could not be checked even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Lord. That is the law of nature. So the Lord's desire is the supreme. Yes, it's always the way, basically. So this is something that we really have to accept. Okay. And then there's some more highlights from the purport that foolish persons who don't have, sufficient knowledge think that so Srila Prabhupada's talking here more about like scientists and people who speculate and don't actually seek authority, but rather they see themselves as authority, and then whatever only these naked limited vision can see, that is what counts, that is the truth. Maybe perhaps these kind of things going on. So there are so many so-called scientists who just suggest that perhaps it was like this or maybe like that, but there is no question of perhaps and maybe. There is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. And what is that plan? That plan is for us conditioned souls to go back to Godhead. So actually, Krishna doesn't have to create this material world, and he doesn't have to give us a chance to go back to him. He doesn't have to do that, but he does because he's so merciful. And obviously there are so many more other reasons. So the main thing is that we have to see that actually, so far, what is it that we've learned? That time literally is eating away at every year, every month, every week, every hour, every second, every millisecond. Time is eating that away. Yes. So every second is a chance for us to focus on that main goal, which is that it is a chance to come closer to Krishna, to serve him and to please him and go back home, back to Godhead. That's the main goal, regardless of everything else. And many times, the mind gets in the way, and it's always like, oh yes, perhaps I'll chant some more rounds, or perhaps, oh yeah, I've got 6 rounds left, perhaps I'll do it now, and then something else comes in the way, and it's like, this is a mind, there's always perhaps and maybe this dialogue going on. I'm preaching more to myself here, but actually the main focus is no, every time, every minute, every second is really crucial. It's actually Krishna's love. It's love, his mercy, a chance for us to come closer to him. Okay. So more, where are we? So more highlights from the purport. Srila Prabhupada says from this particular verse, the creation and destruction of the cosmic manifestation are under the superior guidance of God. Yeah. So actually, we don't have to do much. We simply have to follow the process that has been laid out for us. He says, thus the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. So Arjun was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight because that's what Krishna wanted. Yeah. So if we basically do what Krishna wants, then we will be happy. And then he says this very powerful statement: if one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, then he is perfect. Not much more to say than that. Pretty self-explanatory. So where were we? I'm just making sure that, okay. I think we missed this verse. So I'm going to come back to that verse and read it. Yeah. So 1133. Tasmatamuttishta yaso labhasva jitva shatrun bhungsvarajam samatram mayeva te hata purvam eva nimittamatram bhavasavyasachin. Therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies, and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. Yes. So we need to think of this very important phrase here. Nimitta matram. Basically, just become an instrument. Srila Prabhupada says that this Nimitta Matram is very significant. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, everything is already in place in a way. Everything is happening according to Krishna's plan, the way He wants it. So we simply just have to be an instrument in the process. Just become an instrument in the Lord's service. Krishna already has a plan, and if we want to be happy, we should carry out the Lord's desire just like Arjun did. Yeah. So he ended up fighting, even though there was some emotional turmoil going on inside in his head and his heart. But eventually he was like, no, this is what Krishna wants, so I have to do this. And that's the same thing. We just carry out what the Lord's desire is. Oh, okay, wonderful. So let's just look a little bit more at time from hindsight's perspective. So if we think about the creator of the universe, so that's Lord Brahma, yeah. And then this is how small and little we are. So it just helps us to put things into perspective. So one day of Brahma is 1,000 times our 4 yugas, right? So we've got our Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. Each one of them yugas, so Satya Yuga has like something 100,000 years. Then it decreases in Treta Yuga a little bit more. Then it decreases a little bit more in Dwapara Yuga, and then Kali Yuga has 432,000 years. Yeah, so if all them 4 yugas happen 1,000 times, that's one day of Brahma. And then again 1,000 times it happened, that's one night of Brahma. So, and this is from the purport, chapter 8, verse 17. So actually, yes, to us that's a long time. That's like, oh, we got so much time, So it's very easy to fall into this trap, like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I've got loads of time, whatever. We cannot do that, because to us it might be a long time, but actually in this particular purport in chapter 8, it says that in Brahma's dimension, or in the dimension of creation, if we look at the timing in terms of creation, it's just a flash, right? So actually we are so small and so insignificant, yet Krishna's given us this chance, so we should really take it and not become comfortable.
Actually, we might think that we have tomorrow, or we might have, an hour later, whatever, but we have no guarantee. There is no guarantee what is going to happen next, right? Do we have a lifetime guarantee? No, we simply do not. So Krishna gives us a guarantee. He says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vashyasi satyam te prati jane priyosmi sime. So he says here, he gives you a guarantee, and this is what we should be abiding by. That always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. He says this to Arjun, right? So he gives us a guarantee. He tells us what to do, and he guarantees that you will come to me without fail. So what do we need to do? We simply need to do that. We just need to do what he says. And we are so, so lucky because the whole process has been laid out for us. Literally, if you think about from the creator, Lord Brahma, all the way down to all the different Manus, and all the way down to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then our Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada, literally everything has been laid out for us. So actually, there's nothing for us to complicate or sort of speculate in our mind. We simply need to follow the process. It's so simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. If we look at second verse of Shikshashtakam, Nam namakari bahudani ja sarva shaktis tatrarpitani amita smaranena kalaham etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdeva mitrisham miha janinanuragaha. So, your holy, oh Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds of millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested your transcendental energies. There are not even any hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh my Lord, you are so kind that you enable us to approach you so easily through your holy names, but I'm so misfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Yeah, and then if you think about, we have all the different scriptures, we have Srimad Bhagavatam. I mean, for me, Srimad Bhagavatam is like, sometimes people like to watch, serials or soap on TV. I have, like we know friends and people who like to do that. And then Srimad Bhagavatam is like the higher taste, more classy version of that, because there's so many amazing characters there, so many wonderful situations, and so much to learn from that, So yeah, we should really try to think that, okay, what am I going to do in this next minute of mine, and is that going to please Krishna, and is that going to please those that love Krishna? Because at the end of the day, we are not losers if we give any time to Krishna or anything that is in service of him. However, if we give time to Maya, then yes, definitely at a loss there, because there's just no guarantee. Okay, this thing is like flicking from one thing to another without me understanding what it's doing. Okay, so Nimitta Matra, don't fall into the time trap. There is no guarantee, but Krishna gives us guarantee. Okay, so something a little bit like from Srimad Bhagavatam here. So it's the verse is Tyaktva Swadharman Charana Bhujam Hare Bhajan Napako Tapate Yato Yadi Yatra Kovapa Dharmabhuti Mushakim Kovaratato Bhajatam Swadharmataha. So Krishna gives us another guarantee. He says persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost Brahma Loka down to the lowest planet. So that's huge. If you think about that, Brahma Loka, we can't even begin to think where Brahma Loka is, but it's the topmost planet, obviously right underneath Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna's spiritual world, and Patala is the lowest planet, right? So even if you go from top to bottom, it's this purpose of attaining love for Krishna is still kind of not fully achieved, but we've been given something that's so special, which is a holy name and devotional service, which can achieve the highest most thing. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time. Just as in course of time, we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them. So basically, if we, what this verse is saying is that we should choose to always serve Krishna and to please him and his devotees, because whatever good or bad is going to happen in your life, whatever enjoyment and then suffering is going to happen anyway. It's going to come anyway, because the law of nature is that, you know, there's a reaction for every action. And then the rest of your destiny, if you like, is also determined according to your present action, all your different types of karma, prarabdha, etc., etc., dormant, fructifying, and nullified, or whatever it's called. So, yeah. So our main focus is always to choose Krishna in every moment of time. And then there's obviously another beautiful verse. I mean, there's millions of verses, but just a few that I've touched on. Tasyeva heto prayateta kovido nalapyate yad brahmatam uparyata talapyate dukhavatanyata sukham kalena sarvatra kapira ramhasa. I hope I said that right. So one who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord, many may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage, yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. That's huge, because every tiny step we take in the Lord's devotional service, in following the process, even if we make mistakes, even at times when we fall, we are fallible at the end of the day. That's a fact, you know. So that's something we have to accept, and there will be shortcomings all the time. We wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. So yeah, even if you sometimes fall, make mistakes, you still aren't at a loss. And Krishna gives us this guarantee here. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything. So if we're basically just doing, you know, going to work, coming home, and not making Krishna the center of that, you could leave a body at any time and you're simply going to have to come back. You know, you actually haven't gained anything. So this guarantee that Krishna constantly gives us is that one guarantee that we should always keep in the back of our minds and our hearts. Okay. And then verse 34 of the Bhagavad Gita, so he says, Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayataram cha Karnam tathanyan api yodha viran maya hatam svam jahima vyatishta yuddhasva sirane sapatnam. So like people, all these personalities that Arjun has so much affection for and respect for, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me, he says. Therefore kill them and don't be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in the battle. So he's basically saying they're already gone, you know. Basically, he wanted them to leave their bodies. So Arjun was simply an instrument in that process. And that's all he had to do. So let's look at purport of that. So this is just so beautiful. Srila Prabhupada is just amazing. Every plan is made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is so kind and merciful to his devotees that he wants to give the credit to his devotees who carry out his plan according to his desire. That is, it's just beyond, I can't even conceive that, you know, that if you think about it, Krishna doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to lift a finger. He doesn't have to bat an eyelid. He doesn't have to do anything. He can simply just desire in his heart that he wants something to be done. Just from that desire, something will be done straight away. So he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to come down to this material world. Doesn't have to do any of those things. So he still does. And on top of that, he's so kind and merciful to his devotees that he wants to give us the credit for carrying out his plan. Yeah, I mean, if that is not love, then what is that, you know? Life should therefore move in such a way that everyone acts in Krishna consciousness and understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of a spiritual master. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by His mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as His plans. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle for existence. Okay, so yeah, of course, now we think about, you know, having a spiritual master, which I'll come on to in a minute, but this point that I wanted to point out, that Krishna wants the best for us. He actually does. You know, every plan is made by him, and he's so kind of merciful that he will give us the credit for carrying out his desire. That's always something to remember. So whenever the mind speculates, oh, perhaps I'll do my rounds then, oh, I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that we want to do, that's part of our duty. Think, okay, Krishna didn't have to give me a chance, but he did, you know, because there's that love and that mercy there. And so when you really bring yourself to a heart space and think, oh no, that means that person really loves me, you know, and then it's just an exchange of love. It just becomes that exchange of love when you think, okay, well, I want to use my next hour in his service. So this struggle against time that Srila Prabhupada mentioned, Karishati, is a race against time, you know. So to the extent that we fall for Maya, to that extent time devours us. And to the extent that we devote time to the Lord's transcendental loving service, to that extent we become victorious against time. So basically, I don't know, this is just something I was trying to tell myself, but devotional service or doing anything that is under the Lord's desire is basically making friends with time, you know. And just like if you have a loving, if you see loving devotional service as your loving exchange with the Lord, you know, you can actually, if you can conquer the Lord, then that means you can conquer time. We can conquer time by pleasing the Lord, a heart-to-heart connection. A bit cliche and a bit cheesy, but yes, love ultimately conquers all. Krishna is the source, he's the cause of all causes, he is the source of love, he is love personified. And yeah, that we should have full faith in the Lord's plan. It's always the best plan, just like Arjun did, you know. Krishna's plan was that everyone on the battlefield should leave their bodies. Certain personalities shouldn't be on the earth in the situation anymore. That was his plan. So we should always have full faith in the Lord's plan, and that it's always the best plan when things don't go our way. Okay. And with this struggle of existence, you know, this Garshati that we were speaking about a minute ago, that we think sometimes that, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to chant some rounds, or I'm going to read, or I'm going to go and distribute books or whatever, and I'm talking about myself, you know, but I suddenly start to think, oh, I'm doing something for Krishna, you know, I'm doing something for the Lord. And it's like, no, Srila Prabhupada, I just read in one of his comments that the devotional Krishna doesn't need service. He doesn't need our service, you know, he's so self-efficient. So he doesn't need us to do these things. The service is there for our benefit, for us to come closer to him. There's some fireworks going on outside. Apologies if you can hear them. So yeah, and yeah, the opportunities for doing service are for our own benefit. So we should really see them as, like, you know, his love and his mercy. And always try to be in that heart space more than the mind space when it comes to making decisions on how we use our time. And this beautiful comment that Srila Prabhupada made, that life should therefore move in such a way that everyone acts in Krishna consciousness and understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of a spiritual master. Yeah, so when we think about spiritual master, I mean, if you think about when a baby is born, it comes into the world, from everything from how to breathe, how to blink and open the eyes, how to make a sound with your voice, how to, eat something, walk, everything that requires so much teaching straight away, and that teaching comes obviously from a figure, whether it's a mother figure, father figure, whoever's looking after the child. And in the same, so of course, when it comes to self-realization and understanding what the whole point of our existence is, what is the whole point of who is God, what is my relationship with God, what is the purpose of being on this earth, what is this earth, all these things, of course we're going to need a spiritual master. And that takes, I was talking to my mentor the other day, and we were saying how first we have to accept that we need help, really, that we need a guidance, we need that, and without that we are fallible anyway, so without that guidance we're not going to get very far. So first we have to accept that, and then continue moving forward, again using time effectively. Another mention of time here in the Bhagavad Gita from the Lord, he says, Aksharana makarosmi dvandva samasi kasyacha ahamevakshaya kalo dhata ham vishvato mukha. He says, of the letters I am the letter A, and among compound words I am the dual compound. I am inexhaustible time, and of creators I am Brahma. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, among all kinds of killers, time is the ultimate, because time kills everything. Time is the representative of Krishna, because in due course of time there will be a great fire and everything will be, annihilated. So just another very sharp but reminder that, time eats away at everything. And this is something that he said in his lecture. How influence of time has touched us. We are eternal, but we have been under the clutches of birth and death. So this is the influence of time. Not that time is changing, but the influence of time is changing. When you think about Satya Yuga, Dwapara, Treta, now Kali, the influence of those times definitely has an effect on us and is constantly changing. And again, that's something that we should be aware of, that there's no guarantee, what's going to happen next. So always turn to Krishna's guarantee. This is influence of time. So if you are constantly Krishna conscious 24 hours a day, this influence of time cannot touch us. This is the secret. And there you have it. And then he says, so we recommend, therefore, our Krishna conscious movement, that in whichever position you may be, it does not matter. Please try to chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Bhakta ki jai. And I think that's everything for today. Any questions, any comments?
Would you like to sing the Tava Katamrut?
Oh, you saw it. So I don't know if anybody's been...
it's a nice tune.
So beautiful, yeah, from Gopi Geet. Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Piriditam Kalmasapaham Shravana Mangalam Shrimadattatam Bhuvi Grinantiye Bhurida Janaha. So the gopis are in separation from Krishna, and they're saying here that the nectar of your words and the descriptions of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. These narrations, transmitted by learned sages, eradicate one's sinful reactions and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. So these narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly those who spread the message of Godhead are most munificent. So I just thought that was a nice meditation to end on.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. That was simply wonderful. Very nice. Excellent. You quoted all the words that are pertaining to time. Excellent. Let me just put that screen as well. Add spotlight. Yeah. Wonderful. Has anybody got any comments or any questions for Sita Mataji? Dynamic class, super excellent, so beautiful, superb.
I'm just delivering the messages, not any words of my own.
Sumadhura Radhika Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Wonderful. Madha Kumar Prabhu, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Prabhu, if I can. Thank you so much, Shidru Prabhu. Very nice. I think there was a lot of enthusiasm and conviction coming across in your words. It's always very heartening to see younger generation. And in saying that, I'm putting myself older already. It's just very heartening to see younger generation taking up Krishna consciousness with such energy, enthusiasm, and conviction. It's very enlivening. So thank you for the presentation. Just a quick question. Different people have different takes on this, but I wonder how you would respond to someone saying, it's not my time yet. I need to do a few other things. How would you respond to that?
It depends what context they're saying that in, but
yeah. So if we suggest that take some time out to serve or chant or do something with your spiritual life, if they were to say, it's not my time yet, I've got a few other things, how would you respond to that? Say maybe a colleague or fellow student or
I would say something about how you don't know what's going to happen. You know, in the next moment, you might plan to go to the bathroom and come back to your desk to come to work, and they said you just don't know what's going to happen then. You know, you can't trust just that, oh, everything's going to be fine, believe in the universe, and that if you think positive, then only positive things will happen. And it should be challenged, because a lot of people, you know, how is it that somebody's born into a war zone from birth, or famine or something, and then other people are born into, you know, like material luxury? You know, that should be questioned. So I guess I would ask about, you just, you know, or try to talk on those lines, that you just don't know what's going to happen next, you know. And I would say to them, like, if you lost everything right now, it sounds really intense, but I would put it across them in that kind of way. Like, if you lost everything right now, like, what would you do? You know? And that's the difference between somebody who is taken to the process of Krishna consciousness and someone who doesn't, is that when you do start to take to the process, you start to understand that if you lost everything, your house, your car, your money, God forbid, but family members, if you have knowledge of Krishna consciousness, you can build up your life again. You can start from zero or minus and still build up everything again. You haven't lost anything, you know. And then obviously talk about, actually, if it's somebody very new, I guess you have to relate to them and talk to them about how, you know, the mind is harder to control than the wind. When you try to meditate and just think of nothing, that never happens, because you have nothing but thoughts going on in your mind, you know, your dishes and this and that and the other. So I would then say to them, like, you know, play this song. It's called the Maha Mantra. Man is to your mind, and Tra means to free your mind. So you focus on the sound vibration. It really helps to clear your mind and clear your heart, and take it from there.
So essentially, you're reflecting on the uncertainty of the amount of time we have, and therefore recognizing that, not losing the opportunity of human birth, not knowing where we end up the next time around.
Yeah, and then straight away plug the Maha Mantra, because ultimately that is what that can save somebody, you know, like that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Anyone else got any questions or any comments before I make some quick announcements and then move on to Damodarashtakam prayers? From my side, Mataji, beautiful slides, wonderful, and a nice sloka recitation. There was conviction in you when you are presenting that. Very nice, very relevant, beautiful. A lot of take-home message. Just couple of thoughts came to my mind when you were mentioning about plan. You talked about plan. And, Prabhupada mentioned that I have my plan, you have your plan, but Krishna has got his plan. So you're right. Krishna's plan is the best. That's I would just wanted to mention. And secondly, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, he used to say that time is Krishna. Krishna says repeatedly that time I am, Kalos me, I am the time. So Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj used to say that if you are wasting time, it is a crime. Wasting time is a crime. I waste quite a lot of time, but so just think about it, because you are wasting Krishna. It's such a deep realization within him, and so sometimes I think I just have to put that, wasting time is a crime. Then I will better use my time. So. And also, when we give time for Prabhupada or Krishna, we should not, we should actually, we are giving Krishna to him, isn't it? When we give time, we are giving Krishna. So time is not ours. Time is Krishna's. Time is Krishna.
Absolutely.
So I thought I would just share, you quoted all the verses from Bhagavad Gita and also Srimad Bhagavatam. That is so wonderful. Thank you very much. And we look forward to hearing from you again in the near future. Really appreciate for giving this time. So
thank you so much.
Har Grace Sita Mataji ki jai. So just a couple of quick announcements, everyone. So tomorrow is Diwali, is a big day, big festival. Ram's returning, and also it is the day Mother Yashoda bound Krishna to the wooden grinding mortar. So we are having a special program in the evening at 6 o'clock tomorrow. We will get together and have some nice Kirtan, Katha, and Damodarashtakam prayers. That's tomorrow. And on Sunday, so another big festival, Govardhan Puja, for our Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It is one of the biggest festival. So on the day, we are having a morning program starting at 5 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, there is Guru Puja. And also there is Srimad Bhagavatam class for those who like to, hear in the morning. And in the afternoon, we have a guest speaker from Manor, a very, what should I say, is a scholar at the same time, very humble, Navdeep Chandra Prabhu. He was an Oxford graduate. He did his engineering from Oxford. So he had kindly agreed to give class on Sunday at 12 noon. Please just make a note of it. It's not 1 o'clock, but it's at 12 noon. And there will be darshan of Govardhan and also worship of Govardhan followed by the class. So please do take time and also convey the message to your near and dear, so that they can also attend and benefit from this. And on these, on the occasion of these two major festivals, our Madhav Kumar Prabhu had done a wonderful job of delivering prasadam. Of course, our Ujjwal Mani Mataji had kindly made some sweets, wonderful prasadam, and Madhav Kumar Prabhu had done all the logistics. And if you have already registered, you'll be receiving prasadam. Any update on that, Madhav Kumar Prabhu, prasadam delivery?
Just that we had more response than we were expecting, so we went a little oversubscribed. So we had to cook a little bit extra in the end. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't allow a lot of time. I think the form went up Saturday or Sunday night, and we had to close it Thursday morning. So whatever responses we got at that point, we had to close the form to allow delivery. before Diwali tomorrow. But some people who've notified later would be getting the prasadam early next week.
Okay, so they are still getting prasadam. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, we've had to cook a little bit more for the latecomers, but some arrangements been made nevertheless.
That's excellent, Prabhu. Thank you for being so flexible.
No problem.
Appreciated. And so on the 18th, Wednesday, we have disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada. So to we have a morning program, especially Guru Puja. We are planning to do at 7 in the morning, and there will be a Prabhupada lecture after Guru Puja. It is quite important for us to celebrate the disappearance and appearance day of our Acharya, especially Srila Prabhupada. Without him, we would not have been here. So we should, worship and offer our respects for what he had done for all of us. So in the morning, there will be Guru Puja at 7 o'clock in the morning, at 7 a.m. and Prabhupada lecture, a short lecture. I know it's a working day. So if you have time, please do attend. If not, you just, put it in your mobile and then still can hear while you're driving or whatever you're doing. And then in the evening, we are arranging a special program because it's a working day. So we can't do everything in the morning. In the evening, and what we're going to do, we do Pushpanjali and Harti. Prabhupada left this mortal world at 7:20 in the evening. So that is the time we offer Arti to Prabhupada. So the morning Arti and the evening Pushpanjali and Harti will be broadcasted from the temple, and our dear Radha Vinod Prabhu is going to help us on that. And also we have got guest speakers. Chintamani Mataji and Krishna Dharma Prabhu, they had kindly agreed to speak on that occasion. So in the evening after Aarti, they will be speaking for some time. So please do take advantage of this program, and please try to arrange your schedule so that you'll be able to take part in the morning. If not in the morning, definitely in the evening. That would be highly beneficial. That's it from me. So now we will move to the next part of the program, that is Damodarashtakam prayers. Madhav Kumar Prabhu, who will be singing Damodarashtakam prayers?
Our very dear Karishna Prabhu.
Prabhu, is he there? Let me see.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, he's there with family. Wonderful.
Yes.
Hari Hari. Wonderful.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna. That's
Haribol. Here comes the sun.
He's here. It's fine. He's off screen. So yeah. So you want we do the translation first? Or
Yes. We'll read the translation first. Maybe Madhav Kumar Prabhu, would you like to pick someone? I'll share the screen and then we can read it out. And
between Mataji and Prabhu and Mark, we can let them manage.
It's okay. We're going to sing it, so let other people have a read. Maybe
you can take a pic, Prabhu, if you can see the list.
Get them involved.
Prabhu?
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my cousin is here. He would like to read it, if you permit.
Acha, yeah, no problem. Can we see him?
Because the deities are displaying, so you can't see him. But
Acha, we'll hear him.
Yeah, you can hear.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine. What's he called again?
Karthik.
Karthik. In the month of Karthik. Hare Krishna. Yeah, go for it, bro.
Oops.
They can't, but you read it.
No, just 1 second. There's a little problem. Yeah. Can you see that now?
Yeah, we have sheet anyway here. Yeah.
To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swimming to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed to that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge and of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopala in Vrindavana may ever be manifest in my heart, for what is the use to me of any other boons beside this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. Lord Damodara, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvera were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you in your form, as a baby tied with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes.
Jai. Shri Radha Damodara Bhagavan ki Jai.
Let's sing.
Namameshwaram Satchidanandharupam Asat Kundaram Gokule Brajamanam
Namameshwaram Satchidanandharupam Asat-kundaram Gokule Brajamanam
Yashoda Bhiyolukadavamanam Haram Vishtamachanda Drutagopram
Yashoda Bhiyolukadavamanam Haram Vishtamachanda Drutagopram
Sudantam Murmetra Yugmamritantam Arambo Jayugmena Satankanetam
Sudantam Murmetra Yugmamritantam Ramboja Yudme Navasadankanetra
Mushvasakampatirakankakanta Vidai Graivam Damodaram Bhakti-vadam
Gusvasa Kampa Chilekanka Kanta Sita Grivam Damodaram Bhakti-vadam
Iti Trisvarila-Girananda-Punde Swagosham Nimajantam Akyapayantam
Tijiksvalila Ananda Kunde Swagoshani Majyantam Akyapayantam
Kadiyeshitadiyeshu Bhakta-Jigata Guna Prema-Tastam Shakta-Vritti-Bhante
Hariye Jesu Bhakta Vitabham Guna Prematastam Shakta Vritti-Bhante
Param Deva-Moksham Namoksham Vadimva Nachanyam Videham Vareshadapiha
Param Deva Moksham Shabhadim Ha Chanyam Vineham Vare Shadapi
Idam Deva Purnata Gopala-Bala Sadame Manasya Virastanti Manyai
Idam Seva Purnata Gopala Bala Sadami Manashtam Virakam Vinanyari
Idam Te Mukham Bhojam Akyanta-Nilai Vidam Kuntalai Snigdha Rakta-Ishta-Gopya
Idam Te Mukham Bhojam Adyanta-Nilai Sam Kuntalashnik Radhashagopya
Mushtum Vidam Bimbarata-Dadambe Manasya Virastam Kalam Lakshalabai
Muchum Vitam Vimalakadarambe Manasya Virastam Kalam Lakshalabai
Namo Deva Damodar Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Chalabhimaka
Namo Deva Damodar Vishnu Ashida Prabodhuka Chalabhimaka
Padri Shri Vishyati Dinam Bhagavo Grihane Shamamadnam Vidyakshideshva
Kripa Drishti Veshyati Tinam Bhakantu Vihani Shamamajnam Virakshideshva
Kuberatma Jobadam Devadatta Svayamo Chika Bhakti Bhajavridauta
Veda Majavada Jai Vayagva Tvaya Mochita Bhakti Bhajavridauta
Tata Prema Bhakti Sakame Prayacha Namokshe Graho Mesti Damodareha
Tata Prema Bhakti Swakame Prayacha Mokshe Gramo Dete Damodare
Namaste Sudhamne Spuradipti Dhamne Variyo Dayaya
Namaste Shutam Devti Jamne Adi Yogaraya Vishvashatamne
Namo Radhikaya Ikadriya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiyai Piraye Namo Nantalilaya Devaya
Namo Radhikaya Ikadriya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiyai Piraye Namo Nantalilaya Devaya
Namami Shvaram Sakshi Ananda Rupa Rasat Kundalam Gokule Rajanana
Namami Shvaram Satchidanandrupam Sakudalam Gokule Vajamanam
Yashoda Bigolu Kala Davamana Param Rishnamachancha Kodukya
Yashoda Biholu Kaladavamana Param Vishwamajanta Choduchagopya
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Rama Radha Radha Rama Hare. Jaya Radha Rama Radha Radha Rama Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Lila Prabhu.
Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki.
Jai. Hare.
Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari
Hari Hari
Bol.
Bol. That is so wonderful.
Thank you for the joint effort, Bruce, Mataji, and Mark supporting sound in the background.
Shri Shri Radha Gokulnanda Bhagavan ki jai.
Yeah.
Shri Radha Damodar Bhagavan ki jai.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful. So thank you once again, Krishna Prabhu, Aharda Mataji, and Mark, Bhakt Mark, for giving your association and for taking time to sing Damodar Ashtakam prayers. And thank you, Radha Vinod Prabhu and family, for the wonderful darshan of Yashoda Damodar and Radha Gokulnand. And also thank you, Sita Mataji, for the wonderful lecture. And thanks everyone for giving their time and kindly giving their association in these unprecedented times. This is the best way to associate, isn't it? Virtual association. We shall see you all tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Gaura Premanandi. Hari
Hari
Hari.
Hari Bol.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kupasindhudevcha Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinde.
Thank you once again. Thank you, Mark, for making your mark and sound. Hari Bol.
Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone.